Good morning, dear students. My name is Abu Jihad Ansari, Associate Professor, Department of English, Raspberry Government, Adarsh Women's College. Today we are going to read HSC 2000, HSC 2022, HSC Higher Secondary School Certificate Examination that will be held in 2020. English first paper, short syllabus, Unit 11, Lesson 4. The title of the unit, Tours and Travels. And the lesson number 4, the wonders of Vilayat. According to the instruction of NCTB, National Curriculum and Textbook Board, there are serial number of classes. Today's classes, the serial number of classes 61 and 62. Though there is 2 classes, but we will try to cover up in 1 classes because the students are not physically attended here. So we will try to cover up in 1 class as it is an online class. So you study at your home. The wonders of Vilayat. This passage describes the palaces of King and the Queen of England. We also find an account of the differences between Indian houses and English houses. The narrator is not at all impressed with the exterior of the king's palace, but he is fascinated by the king's garden because the garden is tastefully decorated. King's garden because the garden is tastefully decorated. There are beds of different shapes, and the trees are shaped like human. The narrator is fascinated most with the road and park in front of the Queen's Palace. The roads are very broad and the walks of the park are lined up with shady walnut trees, rhizomes, cotyledons and amoras, maidens, Santa in the park. All these things make the park a heaven on earth. The narrator says that Eastern fruits and flowers are also available in garden. Available in England. They are locally produced in the glass houses. The narrator shows some differences between English house and Indian houses. Indian houses have high ceilings, large doors and windows, but English houses have low ceilings, small doors and windows. The roofs of Indian houses are flat, whereas those of English houses are like camel's hump. English houses are built with oak and walnut, but Indian houses are with teak and shal. So English houses last longer than Indian ones. এই অনুচ্ছেদটি ইংল্যান্ডের রাজা ও রানীর প্রাসাদ সম্পর্কে আলোচনা রয়েছে। ভারতীয় বাড়ি এবং ইংল্যান্ডের বাড়ির মধ্যে পার্থক্য আমরা দেখতে পাই। রাজপ্রাসাদের বাড়ির অংশ বক্তার উপর কোনো রেখাপাত করেনি, কিন্তু তিনি রাজার বাগান দেখে মুগ্ধ হন, কারণ বাগানটি রুচিসম্মতভাবে সাজানো। সেখানে বিভিন্ন আকৃতির বীজতলা এবং মানবাকৃতির গাছ ছিল। রানীর প্রাসাদের সামনে রাস্তা এবং পার্ক দেখে বক্তা সবচেয়ে বেশি মুগ্ধ হয়েছিলেন। রাস্তাগুলো অনেক প্রশস্ত এবং পার্কের হাঁটা রাস্তাগুলো আখরোট গাছের ছায়াযুক্ত। চটপটে বারবনিতা ও প্রণয়াকুল তরুণী এই পার্কে মন্থর গতিতে চলাচল করে। এ সকল জিনিস পার্কটিকে দুনিয়ার স্বর্গ পরিণত করে। বক্তা বলেন যে প্রাচ্যের ফলমূল এবং ফুলও ইংল্যান্ডে সহজলভ্য। সেগুলো স্থানীয়ভাবে কাঁচের ঘরে উৎপাদন করা হয়। বক্তা ইংল্যান্ডের বাড়ি এবং ভারতীয় বাড়ির মধ্যে কিছু পার্থক্য তুলে ধরেন। ভারতীয় বাড়িগুলি উঁচু সিলিং, বড় দরজা এবং জানালা থাকে, কিন্তু ইংল্যান্ডের বাড়িগুলোর নিচু সিলিং, ছোট দরজা ও জানালা থাকে। ভারতীয় বাড়িগুলো ছাদ সমতল, কিন্তু ইংল্যান্ডের বাড়িগুলোর ছাদ উটের কুঁজের মতো। ইংল্যান্ডের বাড়িগুলি ওক ও আখরোট কাঠের তৈরি, কিন্তু ভারতীয় বাড়িগুলি সেগুন ও শাল কাঠের তৈরি। সুতরাং ইংল্যান্ডের বাড়িগুলি ভারতীয় বাড়ি হতে বেশি দীর্ঘস্থায়ী হয়। Warm-up activity. Discuss in group any journey you have made to village, town, city. What significant changes have taken place in Bengal's today's Bangladesh, in the field of language and culture since 19th century? Can you example travel written in English? What are those? Now read the text below and answer the question that follow. The exterior of King's Palace is neither magnificent The exterior of the King's Palace is neither magnificent nor beautiful. The outer walls are not even plastered. It could easily be passed off as the multi-storied residence of a merchant of Benares. All these mansions in the city are of this sort. But the Queen's Palace is very handsome. I was told, however, that the interior of the King's Palace is very elegant, and that the suites of rooms and the chambers of the harem are painted and attractive verdigris. The King's Garden, which is outside the city, is very old. It has pleasant walks, lawns, and neatly arranged beds of various shapes: triangulars, squares, hexagons, and octagons. These are planted with varieties of flowers, green plants, and fruit trees, such as the apple, gooseberry, peach, pear, filbert, etc. The garden also uses a special method to grow Indian fruits like muskmelon, watermelon, cucumber, orange, and pomegranate. And Indian flowers like the rose, henna, marigold, tuberose, and the coxcomb flower. Coxcomb flower. The cold weather in Europe. The cold weather in Europe doesn't allow one to grow Indian fruits and flowers in the open. A special kind of house is constructed for the purpose. Three sides of which are bricks, while the fourth, which faces south, is made of glass plates. That keep out the cold air but let the sun's rays in the cold season. Stoves are lit in the house for heat and fruit, and flowers seeds are sown in troughs filled with mud. The heat of the stoves and the warmth of the sunlight combine to aid the growth of Indian plants. European gardeners grow eastern fruits in this manner and make a very good profit, charging as much as 5 rupees for a pomegranate and 3 for a muskmelon. The trees along the walks in the king's garden are arranged very tastefully. By cutting the branches, many of them have been shaped into human forms, so that at night one may mistake them for real people. It takes many days of work to tailor the trees into these shapes. Very long passage. At the road in front of the Queen's Palace, with shady walnut trees. On Sundays, men and women, old and young, rich and poor, is very broad and charming. On one side is the palace, on the other a pond which is part of park. Deer are kept in the park, and the walks in it are lined. Natives and foreigners all come here to stroll and amuse themselves. In these delightful surroundings, a heavy heart is automatically lightened. Sauntering courtesans with lissomes fingers and amorous maidens with the face of Paris spread a heavenly aura, and the visitor's soul becomes a flowering garden. These fairy-faced ravishers of the heart move with thousand blandishment and coquetries. The earth is transformed into a paradise, and the heaven itself hangs down its head in shame at seeing such beauty. As soon as I saw this place, I involuntarily exclaimed, if there is heaven on face of the earth, it is this. It is this. It is this. Brick buildings in Bengal have rooms with high ceilings and large doors and windows, so that there is soothing current of air in hot weather. It is exactly opposite in Europe. There is extreme cold, frost and snow. The ceilings are low and the doors and windows small. The roofs are not flat like roofs of big buildings in India. Wooden beams and planks are used to build the frame of the roof in the shape of a camel's hump. That is to say, like the slanting thatched roofs of huts in Bengal, but whereas the latter are slightly curved at the end. Both slanted halves of European roofs are plain. The frame is then covered with tiles of hard clay or slate. Some roofs last up to the 100 years without repairs, and if they are still intact when the walls have decayed, can be reutilized. The bricks in the walls are laid with mortar prepared from pulverized stones. Answer the question. The narrator was not impressed with the exterior of the king's palace. Why? Question number A. Answer. The narrator is not impressed with the exterior of the king's palace because it is neither magnificent nor beautiful. The outer walls are not even plastered. Question number B. What does he say about its interior? How does he describe the Queen's Palace? Its answer to the question number B. The interior is very elegant, and the suite of the rooms, and the chambers of the harem are painted in attractive pedigrees. The Queen's Palace is very handsome. The road in front of the Queen's Palace is very broad and charming. The author is clearly fascinated by King's Garden for many reasons. Firstly, it has pleasant walks, lawns, and neatly arranged beds of various shapes, triangles, squares, hexagons, and octagons. Secondly, there are varieties of flowers, green plants, and fruit trees. Thirdly, the garden also uses a glass house method to grow Indian fruits and flowers. Finally, the trees, along with the walks in the king's gardens, are arranged tastefully. The narrator mentions a special kind of house which allows plants to grow in cold weather. What are these houses called? How did they work? In the narrator's description, how do they work now? Question number D. These houses are called glass houses. Three sides of the glass houses are of brick, and the fourth one facing the south is made of glass plates and keep out the cold air, but let in the sun rays. In the cold seasons, stoves are in the houses. Thus, the heat created in the house helps the growth of Indian plants. Okay, thank you.